Let's get into it today. Oh, yay. Thank you for the badges, Strother 6996. Hi, Callie Gem. Just stopping by to give you a big hug. Aw, thank you, my love. Hi, Suki. Okay, guys, we are wrapping up Bravo Book Club, Not All Diamonds and Rosé by Dave Quinn. This is the final week we will be covering this. So we have the final 3 parts, which will be breaking down Real Housewives of Miami, Real Housewives of Potomac, and Real Housewives of Dallas. Hi, Chris. What's up, guys? Okay, are we ready to dive in? We're going to break down all 3 parts, and there's so much to go over. I thought we were doing an alcohol-free week, but glad you're Liddy. I am doing an alcohol-free week. I'm not Liddy. Hi, Vinny. Do I look Liddy? Well, fuck. Okay, you caught me. I had a glass of wine at lunch. My neighbor was coming in, and he had moved with his soon-to-be wife. We didn't bang, but he had moved with his soon-to-be wife, and so he had some packages he had to pick up, and so he took me to lunch. Why am I telling you all this? Okay, let's start part 7, Ocean Views. Let's talk about Real Housewives of Miami, which is perfect. Thank you, Kelly Gem. Oh my God, stop telling me I'm so pretty. The people listening on the YouTube right now are gonna hate me. So thank you, Vinny. Okay, here we go. Not All Diamonds and Rosé, Part 7. Let's do Real Housewives of Miami, which, as we know, returns for Season 4 on Peacock next week. I think I might do like a watch party. I don't know. I may have to watch Real Housewives of Miami after reading up on this. So let's start. Part 7. So the first housewife cast on the show was Leah Black, naturally, because they all say that she was dubbed as the mayor of Miami. Obviously, we know she's not like the real mayor, but she was considered a mayor of Miami. And she, I guess, ran the town. So everyone was like, she's the boss bitch. We need to have her on Real Housewives of Miami. Then they ended up casting Adriana, who they loved because they said that she was flirting with the PA and she was flirting with the DP, and she was probably hoping that she can get some DP after the interview. I hope you guys got that joke. But anyway, so first they brought in Leah Black, then they brought in Adriana. Obviously, we know Adriana. She was like super feisty. Then we brought in Marisol, who we all know because of her mama, Crazy Mama Elsa. She was the one with the face, and there was so much going on with the face, and it was just like, it was so intense, and I hope to never look like that one day. But we love Mama Elsa, R.I.P. Then after that, we followed in with Alexia, who is a politician's wife and pro athlete. And then we brought in Christy Rice, who is a pro athlete's wife. And we brought in Larsa Pippen, who was also a former pro athlete's wife as well. So in Miami, I guess everybody loves to bang pro athletes. So they cast a bunch of those because they figured they can't have Miami without having some basketball wives and some football wives. So they were instructed not to, when they began production, they were all instructed not to shoot the show like Real Housewives because they didn't want this to be a Real Housewives. They were like, this is going to be like a Sex in the City sort of like Miami vibe, but not Real Housewives. So they shot it entirely different. How that works, I just thought, they shoot everything kind of the same, but I guess everything has like the Bravo wink to it. Everything has like that, what makes their franchise special. So ultimately, it ended up becoming a Real Housewives show, but it was sloppily thrown together because they had to do the best that they could because it was shot unlike Real Housewives, and then they had to make it into Real Housewives. So they ended up having to reshoot all the interviews, and then they planned on, taking a break before it aired to really kind of make sure they restructured the show and made sure the show looked good. But ultimately, they ended up having to put it out earlier because the next season of Real Housewives of New York wasn't ready to go at that point. So they're like, oh shit, we got to push this out. So they only had 2 weeks of promotion before they were actually able to get the show airing. And then because it was also rushed, the air slots kept changing, which affected the ratings. And so it wasn't much of a big hit when it first premiered. And so they ended up doing a Watch What Happens Live reunion instead of an actual reunion. And Andy Cohen's like, we will never do that again because a Watch What Happens Live reunion is crazy considering how crazy the reunions get. And like doing that on Watch What Happens Live, like, come on, that's too many people for Watch What Happens Live. And that's too much going on. Thank you. Next. So altogether, the first season only ended up being 6 episodes, which was very short. I don't think any other Housewives seasons were this short. 6 episodes is not a lot of episodes. That may be a helpful nugget later on when we do quiz time. Then we got into season 2, and with season 2, they brought in a whole new showrunner. They ended up cutting Christy Rice. They ended up cutting Larsa, who then went on to go get a butt bigger than Kim Kardashian, as we saw Adriana say in the season 4 trailer. But anyway, that made room for Lisa to enter, who was a plastic surgeon's wife, and then we had Joanna Krupa, who entered, and she was a model, and then we had Karen Sierra, who was a dentist, and we had an Anna Quinsosis. And Karen was at the center of a lot of the drama, mainly because of the questioning of her relationship with her Mexican soap opera boyfriend. And a lot of people were saying, like, oh, the only reason she brought him on the show is because they wanted somebody that was Mexican to come on the show, even though there aren't a lot of Mexican, people in Miami. And so they cast him as like a diversity. I don't know if it's even appropriate to call him a diversity hire, but they cast him because they wanted, more Latin culture on the show, which, hello, you're in fucking Miami. How much more Latin culture? Like, it's all there. You can dive into it all there. But anyway, so that was a big part of the drama, and he didn't really want to be on the show because he was like a serious soap actor, which, I mean, come on, they take themselves too seriously anyway. But then we had the beef between Joanna and Adriana, which is where Adriana ended up punching Joanna in the face, and it was at the charity lingerie party, and that we know is like one of the most iconic moments on Real Housewives of Miami, and what made Adriana such a breakout star because she punched Joanna Krupa in the face, and good for her. I probably would have punched Joanna Krupa in the face as well, because we know Joanna Krupa is not a very nice housewife, considering she sued Brandi Glanville for saying that her coochie smelled like fish. And for all we know, maybe her coochie does smell like fish, or maybe her coochie doesn't smell like fish. But who cares if your coochie smells like fish? Who cares? Sometimes fish actually smells really good. Like if somebody's grilling a nice salmon fillet, that smells good with some butter and some garlic. And hey, if your coochie smells like some buttery salmon with some asparagus on the side, then like what's wrong with that? Like I'm sure guys would be lining up to eat a nice garlic seared salmon coochie, right? I don't think coochie is necessarily a bad thing. Zack, why isn't Leah coming back? Isn't she one of the OGs of the franchise? I don't know why Leah isn't coming back. I think she turned it down. But I also think based off of the cast that they have for season 4, they were looking for a younger, like more youthful crowd. Obviously, Peacock and Bravo are a bit different. So I think with Peacock, they're trying to build a younger audience. And if they're trying to sustain the longevity of the show, then you want a younger cast there for if they stay for a really long time, like you have like OC and New York that have been around for over a decade, then obviously, you don't want the women to be geriatric by the time, we get into season 10. Okay. So yes, we had Joanna got punched in the face. And by the time we got to the reunion, tensions between Leah Black and Anna had really boiled over, and Anna came in guns a-blazing, telling her that, her best work was done on her back and that her charity was a total scam. And then Leah Black is like, no, you didn't. Don't be coming for my charity. My charity is legit, is too legit to quit. And she's like, I have this whole folder. I have a folder of receipts about your charity, and you're trash, Leah Black. And Leah Black was like, wow. Your heart is black, Anna. And it ultimately led to Anna's demotion. Then we come in with season 3, which was the final season, and we entered with Mama Elsa, and she had declining health. She had her stroke, and it was bad news bears for Mama Elsa, worse than her plastic surgery. And then they ended up demoting Marisol because of that, which is like even worse. Like your mom gets sick and you start to lose your job. But they said that like it was because Marisol, like what her best parts on the show were with Mama Elsa, and now Mama Elsa, I was like, well, shit, why are you going to punish Marisol because her mom's dying? Like, that's kind of fucked up. You know what I mean? But then we had Joanna and Adriana in season 3. Or sorry, Joanna and Adriana, and they had their wedding beef, and they were fighting over who was going to have a better wedding. And that was like, a big part of the drama that season. Adriana had her whole dramatic, like, soap opera late to her wedding because I don't feel well, I'm going to faint moment. And even in like the promos that season, you see like Adriana and you see Joanna, and they have the wedding, and their wedding duel was like the biggest drama ever that season. But according to Lisa, Joanna only got married for the show, and she would have done anything to stay on the show. And obviously her wedding didn't work, and neither did Adriana's, because the show ended up getting iced after that, or put on hiatus. And now we know that Peacock has revived the show, and now it'll be coming back for a 4th season with Larsa Pippen, who has an ass bigger than Kim Kardashian's. And so we'll see how that plays out. Marisol is back in a reduced capacity. Adriana is back in a reduced capacity. Lisa is back full time. Who else was back full time? Larsa's back full time. And then there was one other housewife. Oof, I can't remember off the top of my head. Sorry, guys. But anyway, it comes back. It premieres December 16th on Peacock. So there you go. You have season 4 to look forward to, which actually looks like it's going to be very good. So we'll see how that goes. Then we move into part 8 of the book, and part 8 is Chesapeake Babes, which is the story of the Real Housewives of Potomac, aka Potomac. Andy says that Potomac was great because it was outside of DC and it opened up a whole new world of glamour. And Charisse says that she came in, Charisse Jackson, who was the first housewife brought into the show. Well, I wouldn't say she was the first housewife brought into the show, but she was the first housewife looped into these conversations. She was like, I don't want to be on camera. Nobody in Potomac really wants to be on camera. However, I'll help you with some of the casting. But she had no interest in doing the show initially. So she said that they were looking for the black version of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, that they didn't really want another Real Housewives of Atlanta. This is what she says, not me, so don't drag me. She says that they wanted Beverly Hills, like the flashing the wealth and the elegance, except the women of Potomac weren't very flashy. And so that was a bit of an issue, that you didn't have the, I'm going to get my Birkin bag and wear my Louboutins to go to the market and buy some groceries, which is very Beverly Hills, but apparently it's not very Potomac. But they ended up finding Karen Huger next, or first, technically, depends on how you look at it, because Charisse did eventually come around and end up joining the show. But they found Karen Huger, who is the grande dame, and they apparently saw her as like the new Lisa Vanderpump, because she was like, very grand and very proper and had money, and she was older. But actually, prior to Karen, they brought in Giselle, because Charisse was like, if you want somebody that's going to do it, I know a bitch that wants some fame. And so she's like, bring in Giselle Bryant, who obviously was dating Pastor Holy Whore, and they made a great storyline. They also brought in Katie Rost, who was a young model, and they brought in Ashley Darby, who was designated as the quirky one of the series. And Ashley was like, there always has to be a quirky one, and that was going to be me. And they were all kind of like, you may be quirky, but you're also a little delusional to think that Michael Darby is a hot ticket. And then Giselle recommended Robin Dixon, who was an immediate fit because she was divorced, yet she was still sleeping, or not sleeping, but she was still sharing a bed with her ex-husband, which is Juan Dixon, who was a former NBA player. Obviously, we know they ended up working out and did they get remarried? No, they haven't gotten remarried. Karen got remarried. They have not gotten remarried, but they're supposed to be getting remarried, and maybe they will get remarried. Who knows? But if anybody's going to suck Juan Dixon's dick, it's going to be Michael Darby. Although I'm pretty sure a lot of people would be lining up for that one, but I don't need the TMJ. Thank you. Next. The name of the show was actually something that they struggled a lot with. Apparently they were going to call it The Real Housewives of Montgomery County. And like, who the fuck wants to watch a show called The Real Housewives of Montgomery County? Like, how boring does that sound? Luckily, they didn't decide on Montgomery County, because like, who wants to watch a show called The Real Housewives of Montgomery County? Anyway, ultimately, they ended up settling on Real Housewives of Potomac because, listen, I'm not very good at geography, but apparently the producers are like, well, they're all technically in Potomac, but anybody that lives there is like, they're not in Potomac at all. Like, they're like outside of Potomac. I think only one of them is in Potomac. And then Karen like loves Surrey County. So out the gate, there were a lot of comparisons of Real Housewives of Potomac to Real Housewives of Atlanta, obviously because they had a predominantly, black female cast, as did Real Housewives of Atlanta. Did you take your funny pills tonight? I always take my funny pills, Chris O'Shea. Are you saying that I'm funnier than usual, or I'm not very funny? Was it the TMJ joke? It was the TMJ joke, huh? I kind of just slipped that one in there, It's a little quickie. So right out the gate, they were compared to Real Housewives of Atlanta, but apparently the culture in Atlanta and the culture in Potomac were very different. And they said the producers didn't even fully understand that at first, and so they were trying to produce a show similar to Atlanta meets Beverly Hills, but it wasn't that because they're very different. And the women are like, we're in our own element, we're in our own lane. We don't need to be pigeonholed as any of these other old broads. But apparently they got no love from the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta. They shared the same production company, and they got promos to the girls were like, hey, Portia, hey, Nene, can you post about, I don't know if it was actually Portia and Nene. They didn't disclose which Real Housewives of Atlanta, but they got promotions, like promos to share on social media, and they were like, can you promote the Real Housewives of Potomac? And they were like, no way, Jose. We're the best girls around town, and we ain't going to promote these Potomac chicks. But regardless, the first season was still a hit, even though it had Real Housewives of Atlanta as its lead-in. It was a hit, and it was able to stand on its own. Season 2 came around, and Katie got reduced. Apparently, she wasn't very easy to work with, according to the other women. And then this opened room for Monique Samuels to enter, and she's married to NFL star Chris Samuels. And she was a little bit younger, and she brought some new spunk to the series. Obviously, a lot of spunk. She dragged some people, but she bumped heads with Giselle initially, who thought that she didn't have a home because she, I guess, was looking for a new home. And Giselle was like, what? You don't have a home? And she's like, I got a home, bitch. I got 4 homes. I miss Monique too. Monique was great. So she's like, I don't got 1 home. I ain't got 2 homes. I ain't got 3 homes. I got, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 homes. And Giselle was like, okay, I'm still trying to build my dream house, my Barbie dream house that has, a tent set up outside so you can get COVID tested. We also saw the demise of Charisse's marriage to Eddie, which Giselle relished in. And then another relationship that was in the hot seat was Robin's relationship with Juan, which Ashley loved to probe into, especially with their tax issues. This led to Robin going off on Ashley Darby at her Oz restaurant. And then we enter into season 3, which brought the, drum roll please, brought us Miss Candace Dillard Bassett, a former Miss United States, which I don't know. I feel like at this point they may want to relinquish that title. They all thought that, or the producers all thought that Candace and Ashley were going to be good friends because, they were both young and they were young, hip, young girls, but it certainly didn't end up that way, as we know. Candace was seen as a spoiled brat, which, are they wrong? And Candace was like, I know I was going to be seen as a spoiled brat. Everybody gets put in a box, and that was just my box. And I was like, well, maybe you are a bit of a spoiled brat girl. But anyway, Charisse was shown the door, and then the lid on Ray's taxes came up, and that was a whole major plot for Karen that season, and Giselle just wanted Ray to pay his bills. And then Monique was in a car accident, which she insists was just because she was tired. And she says it has nothing to do with the 4 martinis that she had prior, which she claims wasn't 4 martinis. It was technically 2 drinks, and then the 3rd drink came, and she didn't like the 3rd drink, so then she ordered a martini, and she returned the 3rd drink. So it was technically 3.5 cocktails, but she says it was really just because she'd been up since 4 a.m., and that's why she got into the car accident. But all of the women were like, Candace and Ashley were like, we tell a different story. So, but they were definitely not friends, Candace and Ashley. And Giselle says that the real issue between them is because Candace wanted to be friends with Ashley, but Ashley kept kind of shutting her out and wasn't really feeling her. And Candace was like, oh, well, forget you then. So when Candace started talking about Ashley's miscarriage, it only blew things up further, which then led to the whole butter knife incident where Ashley was like, you threatened me with the butter knife and you threw a knife at me. And she's like, it was a butter knife, bitch. I was trying to get your muffin buttered. Because, we're not sure if Michael Darby can get it up. But anyway, then Monique and Candace's friendship started to crumble and deteriorate because Monique was starting to defend Ashley, which then led to the I'll drag you pregnant and all. And then Candace was like, drag me, Monique. And it was like, the drama that we love and we live for. Oh, I should have had out my Drag Me Rosé. It's over there. Well, we're sold out, so I wasn't going to be drinking it because we sold out of Drag Me because You guys are the bomb.com, nofilterwine.com. Stock up on the original 4 for the holidays. It's a really great gift if you have a Bravo bestie out there. Get him some Housewives-inspired rosé. We don't have Drag Me. Oh, you do, Suki? Which one are you drinking? Are you drinking Drag Me? Let me know which one you're drinking tonight. If you guys are drinking some No Filter rosé with me. Nofilterwine.com. Okay. Then we had the whole Michael Darby ass-grabbing incident, which Michael claims was casual and it happens all the time. And, it was just a little butt tap. And like, listen, I like getting my ass grabbed. I find that attractive. But would I want Michael Darby grabbing my ass? I don't know. I don't think that that's necessarily, like, I don't know. He reminds me of, was it Golem? What's the guy from the Lord of the Rings? That one. But thanks to Monique's support, the charges against Michael ended up getting dismissed. Then we came into season 5 and we brought in Dr. Wendy and all 4 of her degrees. But this was before she had Happy and Nis. So she was just, stuck up and bitter. No, I actually kind of liked Wendy season 1, but, the joke fit. Anyway, the biggest talking point that season, though, was the whole altercation between Monique and Candace at the winery when Monique finally did drag Candace. And Candace said that she just kept trying to keep her wig on the whole time because she didn't want people to see her fighting in her cornrows. But, they had the whole altercation, and then they ended up airing the whole altercation because they wanted it to kind of be shown in its entirety. That way people could make up their own decisions. And, obviously they're like, Monique, let her go. Monique, let her go. And then they grabbed Monique and then they took her in the back. And then Candace is like, how's my wig? How's my wig? And then everyone's like, your wig's fine. But like, how are you, girl? And she's like, I'm fine. I'm fine. And she's like, you're getting fired. You're fired. She's fired. And then that only fired up Monique even more. And then Monique was like, well, shit, if I'm fired, then I'm going to make it worth it. And I'm sorry. I laughed when I read that in the book. When Monique says that in the book, she's like, if I'm getting fired, then I was really going to drag her. And I was like, that was bad, and I shouldn't have laughed at that, and you're going to get mad at me in the comments, but it made me chuckle a little bit. But you're right. The wig was secure. I was even surprised. That Monique really grabbed her, and not that I condone physical violence. I don't at all. But I mean, I was like, wow, Candace, you still kept it together and looked cute. Get it, girl. But anyway, so then Candace claims that she tried to contact Andy Cohen after the whole incident went down, but she never even heard from him until she went on Watch What Happens Live. And Monique says that she did hear from Andy, but in his interview, he claims that Monique actually reached out to him first, and that's why he ended up talking to Monique, because she reached out and wanted to talk things out, and he was very supportive of her and kind of helped her through it all. And then when it came to Candace, she says that she left a message with his secretary and then just never got a call back. And Andy's like, I don't know her. I never got a call from her. Who's that? So Candace also then goes in on the network, and she says the network didn't give a shit about her and only checked on her because, they were just covering themselves legally. And I'm just like, how does this woman still have a job here when she's like trashing the network in the book about the network? Mamma mia, she drives me crazy. Anyway, Giselle and Robin are very adamant that it lowered the status of their show, and it was a bad representation for Black women. And Ashley Darby is like, look, it was a moment of weakness. It was a mistake. We can't judge her for that forever. Continuing to judge her is unfair, And I'm like, you know what? Listen, I can't speak to what it's like to be a Black woman in America. So I think all of their perspectives are valid when it comes to, sharing how they feel about it. Monique was ultimately invited back. They did want her to come back, mainly because Andy and the producers say that viewers were very upset on Real Housewives of Atlanta when Phaedra and Candy, when their storyline didn't get to continue to play out after Phaedra's last reunion, that the viewers felt like they were robbed of that sort of continuation or reconciliation or whatever would have come of that. Like, it was just ripped off and they never got to fully dive into that. So viewers were disappointed in that. And the producers wanted to show either the ending or the continuation of whatever Candace and Monique's friendship and storyline was going to be, but ultimately Monique ended up walking away. And Candace's behavior continued. And then, we brought Mia into the mix. So Then we get into part 9, and that is Cowgirl Country, which is all about Real Housewives of Dallas. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, this was probably one of the most boring parts of the book. This was not a very interesting part of the book. Like, I'm surprised that Dallas... Like, now I kind of get why Dallas was ultimately canned. But anyway, so Dallas was originally titled How to Make It in Dallas. And it was supposed to focus on Dallas society, but primarily the world of charity within the Dallas society. It ultimately ended up becoming Real Housewives of Dallas. Leanne Locken was the first cast member that was brought on because she was the gatekeeper of the charity gala scene within Dallas. Leanne brought in Tiffany Hendra, who was a former actress, and she's married to Australian rocker Aaron Hendra. Then came Brandy Redmond and Stephanie Hallman, and they were, BFFs and, good times for all. Then rounding out the cast was Carrie Duber that first season, and tensions really began to rise around Leanne because apparently she didn't click with Brandy and with Stephanie. They had a pre-production luncheon, and they felt very intimidated by they felt very intimidated by Leanne, because apparently Leanne has like this presence to her that can make you feel less than if you're not where she ranks within the Dallas society. And Leanne has a temper, and apparently in that first season as well, she ended up threatening her friend Maria Reyes off camera about a pants shitting story that Brandy and Stephanie brought up on camera, and she was like mortified about it. So there was like this whole scene where they ended up going, off camera, and Leanne's yelling at her, and she has like this glass bowl that she throws at her, and she has a shard, and she's like, "I'm gonna gut you." And I was like, whoa. And Leanne's like, "I never said that. Where's the footage?" And then they're like, "Well, we don't have footage or audio." And Leanne's like, "Exactly, because it didn't happen, bitch. At least I wasn't doing crystal meth in the bathroom all night long, bitch." Oh, yeah, mamma mia. But there's also like a lot of poop talk with Stephanie and Brandy, and it's like, it's a bit much. And I'm like, I'm good. But there were also a lot of charity galas, obviously, because the show was supposed to be centered around the charity scene, but the viewers hated it. They hated it because it was nothing but a charity event after charity event after charity event after charity event. And we know in the Dallas, or not in Dallas, but in the Real Housewives, one thing we really hate is to be preached at and lectured to. And, look, we all love a good charity storyline. We all love a good charity moment, but that's not all we want to hear about. Season 2 came in, and that entered Cameron Westcott. Andy said that she's like a real life Barbie who just loved pink, and she was just such a doll. And it also brought in Deandra Simmons. Tiffany, however, wasn't asked back, and then the friendship between Brandy and Stephanie started to crumble. Stephanie was having trouble with her portrayal on the show, and Brandy felt like she was being iced out. But the tightest bond of all really formed between Leanne, Deandra, and Cameron. They had a little trio going on, but the biggest story was about Carrie Duber's husband's sexuality, and apparently, what happens at the roundup stays at the roundup, or ends up on Real Houses of Dallas when Leanne is under the influence. So that was a big storyline in that season, and Carrie was very upset about that, and Leanne was very remorseful, and Carrie and her husband were both like, "It's okay, we've forgiven her. It's all, let bygones be bygones, and what happens at the roundup stays at the roundup." And, I don't know, maybe he was meeting Michael Darby there. It was the roundup. So there was also drama around Deandra's money, or lack thereof, which spewed into a beef between her and Leanne, because apparently she was like, "I have money. I just, have to wait till I get paid." And I was like, that's what people that don't have a lot of money usually say. Anyway, I think there was like a scene where they went shopping, and she like got all the stuff, and apparently when they go shopping, they get gifted a lot of these things by the store owners, and so she was expecting to get these things gifted, but she ended up racking a bill of items around $3,000, and she only had $200 to her name at the time, or in her bank account at the time. And I was kind of like, well, if you're getting things for free, why are you going to rack up $3,000 worth of stuff? Like, that's a little rude. But anyway, that then brought up cheating allegations against Leanne's now husband, Rich, which, who doesn't love a good cheating scandal? But anyway, when we got to season 4, it introduces Carrie Brittingham, which also brought her beef with Leanne. And Leanne has a lot of beef. Like, at this point, I feel like Leanne should just open up like a butcher shop. But anyway, hi, Brittany. this is where Leanne was calling Carrie a chirpy Mexican and the Chihuahua and a slew of other comments, which ended up getting her dubbed as racist by her cast members and ultimately led to her departure in the end, only to return with season 6, and we returned with Tiffany Moon and ended with yet another racism scandal. So, boom. There you go. The final 3 parts of Not All Diamonds and Rosé. If you haven't gotten it yet, maybe you'll get it. Maybe you won't get it. Let me know if you're buying it. Let me know if you finished it. Let me know if you've enjoyed it. What are your thoughts on Miami, Potomac, Dallas? How you feeling? Oof. My tailbone is acting up today. Mamma mia. Here I go again. Mama, how can I regret you? We are living and trying. Who's living and trying? Hey, friends. Hope you all had a good day. Yeah, like they said, like Alicia said, we are living and we are trying. Okay. I've been running around all day. I'm having a Christmas cocktail party this Friday. The tailbone is healing slowly but surely. After going to the chiropractor, it helped a lot. But today it's really been acting up. I think just because I've been sitting and putting a lot of pressure on it today, even though I've also been doing a lot of running around today. But yeah. Dun, 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 dun. Well, I'm glad you were able to join us, Brittany. Looking forward to the Miami Heat coming. Yes, I can't wait. Dallas, I'm okay if that's a wrap. I know Andy Cohen was saying that they might end up reviving it for Peacock, TBD. Who knows? Maybe they will, maybe they won't. We shall see. Potomac is great. I think Potomac, of these 3, Potomac is probably in the lead right now. I want to hear about the get-together last weekend. There wasn't a get-together last weekend. The get-together is this weekend, Suki. It's this Friday. We talked about it last week, but it is this Friday. And so I've been running around, and I've been buying all this food, and I've been buying all these decorations, and I've been buying lots of alcohol, and oh, mamma mia. Okay. Let's do some quick badge shout-outs, and then I will do quiz time. So I hope you guys were taking notes. Okay. Thank you, Strother6996 for all 4 badges. Wow, Strother. You're a baller tonight. Wow. LV Nights Girl did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 badges. Wow. LV Nights Girl came to play. As you guys know, I finally fixed the badges thingy. It's finally back and we're good. Trules403, thank you for the badge, my love. LV Nights Girl, love the profile pic. You're always looking so fly. No Buena Chica, thank you for the 3 badges, my dear. I hope you're having a lovely night tonight. Gossip in a Glass, are you gonna win tonight? Gossip in a Glass, thank you for the 4 badges. I love you, my dear. And Lily Girl, thank you for the badge, my love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are so, so sweet. Ooh, another badge, Lily Girl. Thank you. You guys, you're so sweet tonight. Kisses right back at you. Okay, are we ready for quiz time? Are you ready? Did you take notes? Shall we dive into it? I gotta get a t-shirt. Yes, you do, boo. Let's see if you win it tonight. All right, let's go. From the top, make it drop. That's some wet and gushy. Question number 1. Are your notes ready? Is it true that PK got a DUI? Yes, PK did get a DUI. But it was... Yes, he did get a DUI, but he was like very, very, like this much over the limit. So people are suspecting that he's going to fight it and be fine. But yes, it is true. He got arrested for for suspicion of driving under the influence. All right. Question numero 1. Are you ready? Let's start with the Real Housewives of Miami. Who was dubbed the mayor of Miami? Which housewife was dubbed the mayor of Miami? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? Who was it? The mayor of Miami. Which housewife? That's right, as told by Tons. It was Leah. It was none other than Leah Black. Dun, 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 dun. Yep, that's correct. That's correct. You guys are all correct. But as told by Tons, got it first. Is as told by Tons gonna win tonight? Okay. Are we ready for question numero dos? PK got a DUI. Yes, PK did get a DUI. How many episodes was the first season of Real Housewives of Miami? Real Housewives of Miami. How many episodes was the first season? Dun, 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 dun. It was... Yes, that's right, Chris. It was 6. It was only 6 episodes. Yep, that's right, as told by Tons. That's right, Suki. That's right, LV Knight's girl. Yes, Claudia. That is all correct. The point goes to Chris for being the first one to buzz in your answer. That's right, Jesse. Okay, question number 3. Yep, guys, that is all. No, it was not 3, Jesse. 6.5. Technically, 6.5 is the right answer. I mean, I said 6, which technically counts as 6. I feel like a half episode doesn't really count. But all right, Chris got it. Chris was the first one to buzz it in. Next question. Also in Real Housewives of Miami, which 2 housewives fought over their weddings? Which 2 housewives fought over their weddings? I thought 7 technically. Yeah, it was 6.5. I don't know what the half necessarily means, but so sorry, Suki. It was technically 6. Yep, that's right. Gossip in a Glass. It was Adriana and Joanna. Gossip. Wow. We have nobody in the lead as of yet. Well, except for Tons, Chris, and Gossip. But that is correct. It was Adriana and Joanna. Dun, 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 dun. Gossip is on fire. This girl is on fire. I can't sing, sorry. Okay, next one. Let's move over to Potomac. Okay, which housewife helped with the casting of the Real Housewives of Potomac? Which original housewife was the one that helped gather together the cast of Real Housewives of Potomac? Potomac. Go, Gossip. Go, Jennifer. Go, Chris. It was not Karen. That's right, Tons. It was Charisse. Charisse was the one that was brought in. It was not Priscilla. It was not Karen. It was not Karen, guys. It was Charisse. Charisse was the first housewife. Well, she didn't sign on until later, but she was the first. She helped with the casting. She helped them find Giselle, and then Karen, and then all the others. Get it, Tons. Tons is in the lead. Okay. Now, yes, you do need another sip. Get it. Otfall. Hi, Otfall. Thank you for the 3 badges, my dear. So sweet. I love it. I love 3 badges. I love 12 badges, too. Okay. Who was dubbed as the LVP, Lisa Vanderpump? Who was dubbed as the Lisa Vanderpump of Real Housewives of Potomac? Dun, 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 dun. Who was the Lisa Vanderpump of the Real Housewives of Potomac? Not Texas. Texas Phoenix, welcome on in. Yes, Jennifer, that is correct. It was Karen Huger. Jennifer. Ooh, Lily Girl coming in with another badge. Lily Girl brought 3 badges. Nice. Now your photo will glow. I love it. I love it. Yes, that is true. It was Karen Huger, who is the LVP of Real Housewives of Potomac. It's Potomac. I know it's Potomac. Don't drag me. I like to say Potomac. I'm drunk trying. Good for you, LV Knight's girl. That's me every day of my life. I'm drunk trying. That is my vibe. That will be my Housewives tagline. I'm drunk trying. Okay, what was Real Housewives of Potomac originally named? What was the original name of Real Housewives of Potomac? Or not the original name, but what were they originally considering naming it? The Real Housewives of what? What were they originally considering naming Real Housewives of Potomac? Surrey County. Oof. Yeah, that's my December vibe. I'm drunk trying. The Housewives of Montgomery County. That is correct, Gossip. Wow, Gossip in a Glass and As Told by Tons are going head to head right now. Dun, 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 dun. Yes, Montgomery County. That is correct, guys. The first one to buzz that in was Gossip in a Glass. Okay. When Monique first entered Real Housewives of Potomac, and she told Giselle that she did not have, that she was looking for a house, and Giselle was like, "You don't have a house?" What did Monique respond? How many houses does she have? How many houses does Monique have? Dun 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 dun. That's right, Claudia. Claudia got it right. She has 4 houses. Yep, that's right, Chris. That's right, Priscilla. That's right, Tons. That's right, Walter. Okay, Jennifer. You nominate Gossip. That's not how it works. You can't nominate somebody. They have to win. Okay, that is correct. She has 4 houses. Drag me, Monique. Drag me. In the infamous physical altercation between Monique and Candace. The infamous physical altercation between Monique and Candace. After the fight, what was Candace yelling to Monique? What was she saying to her? That ultimately just ended up pumping her up even more. Wow, Lily Girl, another badge. Dang, Lily Girl came to play. She's like, I want you to notice me. Hey. No, it wasn't How's My Wig. She was worried about her wig, but what was she yelling to Monique specifically? Yes, that's correct, Claudia. You're fired. You're fired, like she's Donald Trump. Yep, that's right, Tons. You're fired. She wasn't yelling pregnant. Drag me, Monique. Drag me. Yes, that is correct. The correct answer was she was saying, "You're fired. You're fired." Because she just thought that she was the bomb.com. Okay, 2 more questions. 2 more questions. What was the original title of Real Housewives of Dallas? We know that it focused on charity and Dallas society, but what was the working name when they greenlit the Real Housewives of Dallas? What was it called? Dun, dun, dun. Wait, y'all know you didn't get the 4 houses before me or that you're fired before me. They may have. They may have. I know sometimes depending on when, like sometimes like Wi-Fi connections or something may delay some of the things, or it may show up sooner before it actually goes through on your screen. But however, I'm going based off of how they appear in the Instagram live. Gossip in a Glass, that is correct. How to Make It in Dallas. Wow, Gossip is, I think, in the lead right now. We have Tons that has 2, Gossip that has 3, and Claudia that has 2. Dun, dun, dun. Chris has 1, and Jennifer has 1. But so far, Gossip is in the lead with 1 point, and then we're tied at Claudia and As Told by Tons. Are we ready? Last question. Where was Carrie's husband allegedly cheating? Where was Carrie's husband allegedly cheating? Where was Carrie's husband allegedly cheating? Storm Doris isn't in the chat tonight. The roundup, and the winner is Gossip in a Glass. It was the roundup. Boom. Gossip in a Glass. You are the winner of tonight's Instagram Live Bravo Book Club quiz time. Congrats, Gossip in a Glass. I will send you one of the new Zack pack sweaters. I know you've won so many things already. You've won the wine, you've won the shirts, you've won the hat. Now you get to win the new Zack. Or did I already send you a Zack pack sweater? I don't know. I know that was something you have not won yet. and I will send that to you. So, but they're just hands. I'm just a cheerleader tonight. You're killing it, Alicia. I love you being a cheerleader tonight. You are thebomb.com with you, Zack. We all win with a good time. Aw, thank you, Claudia. Good question, Chris. What is going to be the next? Yes, congrats, Jennifer. Aw, thank you, LV Nights Girl, for another batch. Wow, LV Nights Girl's like, I'm a baller. I'm going to make it rain tonight. Okay, sweet. DM me your address again and what size you want the sweater in. It's a pullover. It's a pullover university sweater. So cute. Okay, so for the next book, yeah, Lala's book seems to be, I asked people and they said they want either Portia's book or Lala's book. But a lot of people weren't very nice about Portia's book. People were like, we want Portia's Book of Lies. And I was like, oh, well, that's not very nice. Does that mean we actually want to read Portia's book or are we just being shady? Because if that's the case, then I say we go with Lala's book. Lala's book is actually entertaining. Lala's book is actually kind of fun. Next time in Bugbear, let me know. I have business. Oh, yes. I'm not going to Big Bear anytime soon. Thank you, Lily girl. Thank you. Oh, fall. That's so sweet, guys. 3 more batches. Fall. You guys are so sweet. Oh my God, you're making me so happy. I never have to date men again because I just have validation from you guys. But yeah, so then we will wrap. This is a wrap on Not All Diamonds and Rosé. If you want to get your copy of Give Them Lala, you can get it on Amazon. It is in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to order it, you can. I think it's amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter. I believe that's what it is. Let's see if that works. I'll test it out right now. Amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter. Yes, we will do after party. I have to make some stuff. I sent 6 badges, but it shows up. You did? Oh, yes, you did. Oh, wow. Oh, you sent 4 badges. Gossip in a glass. And I'm so thankful for that. You guys are so sweet. Wow. Lily Girl sent 5 badges. Yikes, guys. You guys are really generous today. I mean, granted, we haven't done badges in a long time, so I know we're all very excited. I know I'm very excited. But thank you, guys. That's so sweet. You got to tell me more about the story you posted. Oh, well, we'll do after party tonight. We'll definitely do after party. Thank you guys for tuning into Bravo Book Club. I know this is a rebroadcast that you're watching on YouTube, but we do go live every Tuesday nights. We just wrapped up, so all parts of Not All Diamonds and Rosé are available now on YouTube. So if you missed any of them, you can go back to our Bravo Book Club playlist. We have Dorinda's book up there. We have Erica Jane's Pretty Mess book up there. Now we have Not All Diamonds and Rosé up there. So you can watch all of the recaps and play along with us in quiz time, even though you can't win. I'm sorry, but if you want to join us live, we go live every Tuesday night at 6:30 p.m. Pacific, 9:30 Eastern on Instagram at No Filter with Zack. Our next book just voted. Right now, it's going to be Give Them Lala. So order your copy of Give Them Lala by Lala Kent. It is on sale, available right now. Obviously, it will be fun to dissect as we dive into the relationship with her and Randall and how that's going to go. So you can order it now. Like I said, it is on my Amazon storefront, which is amazon.com/shop/Zack Peter, ZACKPETER. No CH and no S at the end. ZACKPETER. So you can go there. I also have Bravo Beauty segment on there. The holiday parties that I'm throwing together, all the things, all the must-haves that I'm having at these parties are on there as well. So go and enjoy. And I will talk to you guys next Tuesday. For those of you on the Instagram, yes, we will be doing after party over at Just Plain Zack. So head over there right now, or give me like 5 minutes and then head over there.